What is up, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. So today we're going to be taking a look at next week's new releases, which ones are dropping and which ones I'll be picking up. And if you thought that the comic book industry would give us a break because it's the end of the year, you were wrong. Shout out to Big Time Collectibles for sponsoring the channel and the monthly giveaway for the channel members. Be sure to check out Big Time Collectibles at their website and on social media, as well as join the Legion. Hit that channel membership button and get in on the action. And if you need anything cleaned or pressed, hit up our good friend Justin over on Instagram. He can take care of you for as little as $10 a book and give you a buy two, get one free offer if you let him know that you found him through the channel. The link to the sponsors are in the descriptions of all my videos. All right, guys, so let's get into it. Like I said in the opening, this is not a light week. There's some major titles dropping. There's a lot of good stuff coming, and I'm excited to talk about them. Really, it seems like they're kind of doing a massive dump of titles, if you ask me, because there's some, like I said, some big ones. There's some events kicking off. There's some massive events ending. There's some, so let's just talk about it. Let's start off with Deceased, War of the Undead Gods, and this is issue number 5. So this is the finale to the Deceased saga, really, and we're getting toward the end of it here. And in this issue, it's looking like the big, cosmic level beings are stepping into play. We know that we have Darkseid infected. We know he has a yellow lantern ring. They're rocking with boom tubes. This is some universe cosmic shaking stuff. And as you can see from the cover, we've got our main man Lobo in play, as well as the Spectre himself. I am so excited about this. I've been trying to pick up the 1 in 25s for it as well. I cannot wait to see how this ends. Next up, we have none other than Stargirl, The Lost Children, issue number 2. So recently, Jeff Johns has kicked off the JSA. They are back in full swing with 2 separate titles, this being one of them. And in this one, we have Stargirl and the Red Arrow here going to the island that she saw in her dreams to try to find Wing, one of the old sidekicks from the Golden Age. And they're going to be running into what I believe is going to be our main villain from this title. I think it's like the Caregiver or something like that. I can't remember. I saw it in a solicit or in an article a long time ago, but I'm definitely excited for this. It's one of those characters that I just kind of make sure I keep an eye on because it's Jeff Johns' little project character that he never lets falter. So I'm definitely excited to see how this goes as well, how and if it'll fold in to the Justice Society of America title as well. Next up, Jeremy Adams is keeping the ball rolling with Flash issue number 789, Rogue's Rules. So, we got Wally in his own hometown with the mayor, who's like pretty much a criminal, like mastermind that used to run the super prison, hiring his rogues gallery to police the city and take him out. So we saw in that last issue ended with Wally surrounded by all of these villains coming after him. They had him right on the ropes, and then it was the Pied Piper that came in and saved him. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see if the Pied Piper is working with him, and if he is, why so, and why wasn't he hired to work for the city as well and have his crimes expunged. So I'm looking forward to diving into this. Jeremy Adams writes a fantastic series. Highly recommend checking out what he's been doing on The Flash. Next up, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 103. So this is the 3rd issue since we had the new writer come in. We had the previous one do like over 100 issues or something crazy like that. And now it seems like there's a breath of fresh air breathed into this. The previous writer did a great job. It was just time for a change. So we're getting the new dynamic, the new direction. I am 1 issue behind on this, but they're already bringing back Rita Repulsa, the Power Rangers' oldest arch nemesis, and it looks like they're going to be leaning into some of like this untold history between Rita, Zed, and Zordon. Pretty much the 3, elders of Power Rangers. But I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm loving this cover with all of the Rangers right there in the center chest piece of their Thunder Megazord. I'm ready to be excited about this title again. It's been a while. I mean, I still enjoy it, but I just it doesn't have that flair. So hopefully after I get through a few of these issues with the new creative team on it, it'll kick that spark again. So I do like that we're hitting kind of this untold history stuff. I really enjoy that kind of stuff, especially with something like Power Rangers that's been around so long. I like looking back at things that were never told. It just really builds the characters and gives them a bigger foundation. Next up, we have Batman vs. Robin, issue number 4. So this one right here is going to be something special. I hope that everybody is paying close attention because it's the kickoff of the upcoming series, Lazarus Planet. That's the new event that DC will be doing at the beginning of the year, where we have an amalgamation of characters merging together, and it all starts right here in this issue. We have Batman fighting his possessed son. He's possessed by the devil Nazah, who was introduced in World's Finest issue number 1 or 2. But he's been taking out all the magic users, siphoning their magic, and storing them in the Helm of Fate. As you can tell from the cover, Batman gets the helm. But him and his son have a earth-shattering fight that takes place on Lazarus Island, pretty much the heart of all the Lazarus pits inside of the DC Comics universe, Earth Zero. And while on this island, they figure out that it is none other than a volcano that erupts, spreading this transformative mist across the planet, creating havoc and leading us into what is Lazarus Planet. So I highly suggest checking this out, because that event's going to be a blast. It's not an event like Dark Crisis. It's really just a bookend to World's Finest first 6 issues, led into Batman versus Robin, will lead into Lazarus Planet. So it's not like a massive summer event. It's just a couple little things, and Lazarus Planet is just a series of one-shots. So very easy to keep up with, very easy to follow, and it's going to be a blast. If you enjoy these characters, getting to watch them like merge up together, like Martian Manhunter psychically linking into a Doomsday Hive, that's going to be dope. It's going to be fun. Next up, we have Berserker number 11. That's right. I forgot this existed also, because its release schedule sucked, and the book hasn't necessarily been the craziest thing ever. It hasn't been bad, and I got to tell you, if it wasn't for so many delays and the inconsistencies, it would probably ride a lot better. So I'm going to go back. I say this often, but one day I'll go back and I will reread these collectively, because I have enjoyed the concept, the premise. The pacing isn't bad, but it's really fast paced, and you don't get a lot of story, story in each issue kind of thing. There's just not a lot to them, but when you put them all together, especially after like 1 or 2 issues where they kind of just go all the way out there, literally into space, through space and time, it kind of gets crazy. So I think I need to go back and reread them and get the full context of it, because they're like pacing along at like 5 miles an hour, and then you just go to like 50 miles an hour out of nowhere and then right back. But I'm excited to see how this all plays out. I don't know if I'll read it or if I'll just store it and go back and reread it all at this point, just to actually give it a fair shake. Needless to say, I'm ready for it to be over, so I can do that. And next up, we have what's probably one of the best monthly titles on shelves these days, with World's Finest issue number 10. So we're still diving into the story of the boy Thunder, who Mark Waid, the writer of this, has gone to social media to say that this is a character that we know and have seen before. He just hasn't revealed what character yet. Whether it's a hero, a villain, we don't know. We know he's from another Earth, or at least another future where his world was destroyed. We also know that the Joker has got him now, and his secrets of his past are getting revealed to Batman and Superman, or to the Teen Titans, who then determine they're going to tell Batman and Superman. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out, especially with the Joker in play. Wild card, obviously. Who knows how it'll go. I'm definitely in for the ride, though. Next up, we have Junkyard Joe issue 2. This is Jeff John and Gary Frank's new Unnamed Soldiers universe that kicked off with Geiger, then Redcoat, and now this. I love the first 2 issues of this. Absolutely loved it. We have this robot who was sent to Vietnam that is now in the present time, finding his original battle buddy, who's now a retired artist and obviously a veteran. And he just finds him, and we don't know how, we don't know why, but we do know that there's some murderous psychopaths, some shady figures in suits that are hot on his trail trying to find him. So I'm excited to see what they do with this one next. I'm kind of avoiding solicitations at all on it. I don't want to know. It seems like a very heartfelt story, very awesome stuff. I'm excited to see what Jeff Johns and Gary Frank are going to continue to do with this universe as it expands out. It's really cool seeing them on a creator-owned opportunity like this, because mostly I'm used to them over at DC, where obviously there's parameters on what you can do with characters. And even that being the case, he's still redefined characters like Green Lantern, and who hasn't gone back since. So what he can do with something that he's not restricted on, I think will be pretty interesting. And then finally, the big kickoff of the week, we have DC Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue 7, the finale. And as you can tell from the cover, this is the dawn of the DCU. This is an acetate cover, I believe, just like Justice League 75 was, that had Death of the Justice League in black on it. We have Dawn of the DCU in white. So it's kind of like a bookend to how it all started. Now we're getting to the finish. The Dawn of the DCU event is actually going to be really kicking off proper after the events of Lazarus Planet, which is only going to be like through February. But I'm excited to see what happens here. We had the big final battle between the heroes of Earth, the Justice League of America of Infinite Earths, against Deathstroke and his dark army that remains post-Pariah. Who knows how it'll go, what they'll do. I suspect that we'll get the battle wrap up in the first couple of pages and then just kind of place setting and setting the stage for what's going to come next. All I know is I'm really excited. I enjoy whenever they do these cosmic style books, these big shakeups and everything. It's just really fun. Like, I mean, the status quo has been the status quo for almost 100 years. So why wouldn't you enjoy good shakeups and everything to keep us on our toes, to let us get reintroduced to places and situations for these characters? I mean, I just absolutely love it. And this cover is gorgeous. There's also a 1 in 100 that doesn't have the white cover over the image. It's foiled out of its mind. Definitely think that's pretty dope. So there's a lot to look forward to. I didn't have anything on the list for Marvel this week. It seems like my Marvel titles tend to fall on the same week, which is very odd. I had Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Punisher all in the same week. I believe it was last week. But needless to say, if you're looking to see what my top pick for this week's going to be and why, or if it was even on this list, be sure to check out the Comic Bets channel. He doesn't upload where him and I both give you our top pick for the week going in blind, and see if it's something that you might be interested in. And big shout out to the Augusta Book Exchange. They're the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. They make sure everything I'm looking for is always right there waiting for me every week when I get there. If you're ever in the Augusta area, be sure to go and check them out. Let them know that we are Legion. So be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to this week. What's on your list that's not on mine? I'd be interested to see what you're reading. And if there's something that you just think that I have to get, that I should not miss out on, last week, I had a couple of people that watched the video left a comment with the same book called Specs, S-P-E-C-S, from Boom Studios. It's up to issue number 2. And I saw both of them had left that, so I went to the shop, and when I went to pick up my stuff, I made sure to check if they had it, and they did. So I got both of those. I'm going to hopefully have read them by the time I go live this Sunday night, and be able to catch up and review those with everybody. So I appreciate you watching. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.